there's anyone you want up in this situation, it is Del Valle. He's got a lot of experience, and the pitch gets by. LG Castillo will trot home, and the runners will advance one base each. 2 in scoring position for Del Valle. And just like that, RailCats are making moves. 2-2 from Sanabria is in for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for Carlos Sanabria, who has pitched 3 consecutive shutout innings. And the former major leaguer oozing with confidence, sending his RailCats to the bottom of the 3rd after this short break. Home half of the 3rd inning, and Carlos Rincon will lead things off. He returned to the RailCats lineup yesterday after missing 19 games in nearly all of the month of July. We talked to manager Lamar Rogers before the contest, and he just emphasized for us how greatly missed Carlos Rincon was. He even called him the heartbeat of this offensive order.
And he's spot on that, too.
Rincon takes ball 1 upstairs.
He's even asked us in batting practice today. He goes, what was our record while Rincon was down? And I told him, he goes, that seems about right. 6 for 13 in 19 games.
Rincon swings through the 2nd offering. And that was the big thing, is that the RailCats were one of the hottest teams in June because Rincon really found a groove, then became one of the coldest teams in July because he went down with injury. Pops up the 1-1. It's trying to go foul. Fernandez trying to locate it, and he will.
Wow.
An impressive snag from the catcher. And that is the first out of the inning. Rincon goes back empty.
Yeah, they've been throwing him a good mixture of pitches. That was an inside fastball that Carlos just couldn't turn on. And even before that, it was a good 79-mile-per-hour curveball. So they're hitting their spots, and Rincon, just in his 2nd game, is still trying to catch up to where he was.
LG Castillo takes strike 1 on the outside edge of the zone. Castillo with a line out in his first plate appearance, but he has been extremely solid over his last 5 games. Dribbles one up the left side. He's going to try to leg it out, and he will. A throw won't even be made by ball. And LG Castillo showing the grit and the guts to get over to first.
I feel bad for Michael Hallquist over at 3rd. He fell over trying to bring in a pop-up the previous inning, and there he had to dive out of the way to make sure he doesn't run into his own pitcher. He's getting beat up over at the hot corner today.
For LG Castillo, that extends a hit streak to 6 straight games and an on-base streak to 10 straight games, which ties an American Association career high. Del Valle nails the first pitch. It's curling down the right side, trying to say fair, and it will not. First base umpire Alex Reynolds says it just curled too much, but man, Del Valle got a lot of that ball.
Yeah, if that wind isn't blowing in from right field, there's a good chance that one stays straight and then goes into the seats out in right field. I thought for a moment that Del Valle just bashed his 5th home run in his last 5 games, but it's a little bit out in front, and the wind doing him no favors.
Del Valle was the player of the game yesterday.
Yeah, an easy choice.
An easy choice. 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. Those 5 RBIs were the most he's had in a single game in his American Association career, as he's now looking at an 0-2 count. He has been red hot over his last 5, batting at a .444 clip. Trying to keep things going here at the Steel Yard. 0-2 upstairs. And the most impressive part is Del Valle even said his neck is still bothering him. I asked him today, and he's still trying to work out some of that pain.
Yeah, he went and saw the doctor, and they said that it's soldier's neck. You know how your neck is a little arched and curved? He said this is straight.
Wow. Del Valle lifts the 1-2, staying in the infield. Coming in is Dexter. And the shortstop makes the easy play for out number 2.
And Del Valle was just telling me that he'd been going through any type of procedure that he could get his hands on. He was doing the suction cup like Michael Phelps did back in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Which I know the opening ceremonies were 15 minutes before the game today. And he still could not get it to go away, that pain. And finally, he just went and saw a doctor, and now he's happy, he understands. He said about 2 or 3 weeks, he should be back to 100%.
LG Castillo goes, but Valera fouls off. So the speedy right fielder in Castillo will have to go back to first base.
The Lamar Rogers special, the good old hit and run, slash it through the right side and get something started for your offense. Worked yesterday.
It did. Guillermo Quintana executed a perfect hit and run in yesterday's contest. Lamar Rogers maybe trying to craft up something similar. There's ball one down low. For Jackson Valera, he had a single in his first plate appearance. Picking up right where he left off before his injury. Castillo dives in, is safe on the check. Jackson Valera, he last played against Lake Country on the 17th this month, went 0 for 2 with a strikeout in that hit by pitch. There's another check over at Castillo, and he's still safe.
That's 2 disengagements.
For Jackson Valera, he was hitting at an incredible clip. He was working an 8-game hit streak and 9-game on-base streak. It was the best in his American Association career. Hit and run right back at Ball. And now Ball, with some impressive glove work, gets the out to end the inning. So LG Castillo gets an early single, but the RailCats can't bring him around. And we'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Redhawks lead the RailCats 5-2. Olivier Basabe takes strike 1 on the outside corner. He singled in his first appearance and then stole a base to get himself in scoring position. But the RailCats following him could not bring him home. As he lays off on the 0-1 down in the dirt. 1-1 count now. But Basabe went 1 for 4 yesterday, which ended a 7-game hitless streak. It was only the second time in his American Association career that he'd been held hitless for more than 3 games. He's been an absolute stud in this association, but just couldn't quite find it, as the slow breaking ball can't locate, and it's a 2-1 count. But that first time that he had a hitless streak of more than 3 games, he responded with 2 really strong series at Lincoln and then against Kane County. He takes a huge cut at the 2-1 and misses. That hitless streak was earlier this season, June 13th to June 20th. And it's sure that Basabe is hoping history repeats itself and he can have a good series against the Dogs and follow that up with a good one against Lake Country. 2-2 upstairs and away, full count.
Just ironing out the approach, I think, was what's been working for Olivier Basabe, not trying to pull the ball as often.
3-2. Gets the bat on the ball. It's a broken bat. And Novak, the shortstop, will scoop it up and make the play for the second out.
Yeah, that broke the bat of Basabe. He caught it towards the end of it, and he knew it, as after he made contact, he looked down on it and could tell that it had broken as he was running up the line, and an easy play for Nick Novak. But now you're going to send it up Perez with the wind blowing out and 2 outs. Could be a good time for first RailCats home run.
Yanio Perez struck out in his first plate appearance. Lays off on the first offering. 1 ball and no strikes. Yanio Perez, in his 2023 season with Lincoln, batted .364 against the Chicago Dogs team. That was the second best average on the squad as he swings and misses. 1-1 count. The only one that was better was Zane Zerbrug, who batted .400 against the Chicago Dogs. He batted .306 on the entire season, so Zerbrug was really feeling it. And Perez gets a taste of the 1-1, but fouls it. 1-2 count.
And speaking about Lincoln, did you see that they traded Nick Anderson?
I did not.
They traded him to Winnipeg, and he got a big hit for him yesterday.
1-2 coming. Perez hits it back up the middle. It's trying to die in front of Crook, and it will. So the first hit of Yanio Perez's career with the RailCats is a bloop single with 2 outs on the scoreboard.
Not always how you imagine your first hit in a new uniform going, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the exit velocity. It's still going to look like a line drive in the box score as Perez gets his first knock with the green and maroon.
Brings up LG Castillo, who just missed on his last plate appearance. He popped up to shortstop. That's Nick Novak. And that is strike 1 on the inside of the zone. LG Castillo, he's another guy where the approach has been really important for him. We've seen him take quite a few different stances in the batter's box as he lays off the 1-1. But it seems like he's getting more comfortable maybe with that transition of changing stances.
Well, sometimes he'll go into the cage and try out new stances to see which one feels the best. He's trying to feel more comfortable to see which stance is going to give him that comfort when he's up there.
1-1 is just low. Good eye there from Castillo, and that's another part, is his eye. He's been working hard on his plate discipline, and that's yielded good results for him as well.
We're just being up